Hey guys, I'm in my new shop. I moved to a different house, which is one of the reasons I haven't put up as many videos of late. And I'm in my new shop, and I kind of out here seeking some peace and quiet. I have 3 children, and I have a niece staying at my house today, so it is loud. And I hate all the screaming and yelling and running around, so I'm out here to shop for solitude. So. Truthfully, they're supposed to be going to bed, so hopefully that'll be dying down by the time I'm done with this blog. What I want to tell you guys about in this blog was sort of the origin of my company, and maybe what I hope is some useful words of advice for some people who are not as far along as I am as far as in their company. It'll be 5 years next month that I've been in business. When I first went into business in 2009, it was a very rough time. The economy was very bad. It was tough to find work for companies that have been around for a while. And I was a brand new company. I had nothing. There were years when I worked as a mechanic from 1997 up until 2009 that I made much more than I made in 2009, 10, and 11. Because it was a steady paycheck, it was health insurance, 2 things that I had immediately lost. I had no health insurance, I had no paycheck, I was scrounging to find work, and when I did get work it was just barely enough to keep me going, and it was a very rough time. In 2009, 10, and 11 were rough years. 2011 was getting better, but there was quite a hole I dug. 2009 and 10 just trying to get started. I've lost about everything you can lose as far as material things because of that hard time. I've watched tow trucks take cars out of my yard. From everything from cars to home. I had to leave my home in 2011 because it was just too great of a debt to bear at that point. What became of that situation? Well, in that same time period, my wife was telling me that I had to go get a different job. It was not working out. The heating and air business would not be successful. And I needed to go find work at somewhere like General Electric, DuPont, Corning. And these were, I guess, steady jobs she knew of that had health insurance. And that are good jobs. I mean, people retire from those jobs and they're fairly successful and they can retire and enjoy themselves throughout the rest of their lives. So it was a good idea. But I was sort of stubborn. I knew it would work. And even though there was all these losses around me as far as the cars, the house, we didn't have any money. We had barely enough money to feed the children and get them clothes for school and do the necessities of life. But I knew it would work. I had a feeling. I knew that if I stuck with it, the customers that I had would tell other people that I would get more customers eventually. And by late 2011 and 2012, that's exactly what started happening. It was a little late for some of the stuff in my life. Some of the material things were gone. But it turned in 2011, 2012. The money I made was doubling and tripling between each year. There was many more customers. There were some bigger customers that came along. I was very fortunate to be in the right place at the right time. And to have a customer tree. And what I mean by that is they'll start out with 1 customer, and then he'll tell another guy, and then you have 2, then they'll both tell somebody, and then you have 4, and then they'll all tell somebody, and then you have 8. And there was a lot of this going on with different people, and it was growing out. In fact, there's one customer in particular, I think it started out my wife's brother, told one of his friends that I did HVAC work, and I went and changed a compressor for him. And this was in 2009 actually. And as of last year, I think that's led to probably 15 customers, 15 to 20 customers, just branching out from that. And that's how I work. I don't advertise. I've done a little bit of postcard stuff like that. Doesn't really work all that well. I've had a couple leads off of that, but these aren't very loyal customers. They're just people who are looking for a bargain. They get their bargain and they move on to the next bargain. My customers that have come throughout the years by reference, so they're already loyal. because someone has told them, evidently, that I did a good job, hopefully. And so they already believe that I'm going to do a good job for them, which works out great. So the customer base has grown, and now we're in 2014, and it's just running from call to call now, and the whole week's filling up the week before. I'll get to Friday and the whole week they'll be full of calls already, which is great, and I feel very fortunate that's happened to me. And it's been a tough road to get to that point, but I'm happy I got there. I'm happy I stuck with it, because I'm very happy doing this work. I really enjoy HVAC, believe it or not. Some people probably say, what the hell's wrong with you? I like troubleshooting. I like doing service work. Service work's fun for me. I started doing YouTube in 2011, and I make a few videos, get a few views. It's kind of fun. I think as of this year, I have about 3,600 subscribers now, which seems outlandish to me that I started out making videos about doing service calls. There's all these people that want to watch it. It's really quite a trip, and I haven't said it, but Steven reminds me in his videos when he does his blogs to thank the subscribers, and I want to do that because it's really awesome that this even can occur. That's what I tell people when I see them when I'm at work. I said, yeah, I do YouTube videos, and they say, oh yeah, and I said, well, they actually pay me money now because you get Google money, and all these people ask you questions and comment on the videos. And it's just awesome. It's just a lot of fun, and I'm glad it's occurring. I mean, the business has been successful. And it's not always easy to find time to edit videos, which is the hardest part. But I still try to do it, and I have a lot of fun doing it. And I have some coming up. I'm working on Amana Land Part 4 and a couple other videos, some service videos. But I think Amana Land Part 4 will be the next one, changing out a couple of Amana systems. But so that's sort of the background of my company. I started working a long time before that. I think the first job I went on was 1994, so it's been a long time, because I went to work over the summers in high school for my father, and he did HVAC, and it's been pretty much HVAC ever since. For a long time I did installation, then I got into service, and service is just where it's at. That's what I enjoy. You get to meet new people every day, you get to go to new places. It's the most fun, it's the most rewarding, and I like the troubleshooting, like I said. And it's great, and then you run your own company, you can sort of decide where you want to go with it. So I do probably 90% service and then do a few installations along the way, which is how I like it. I mean, I like service the best. It's just, that's where I want to be. And that's where I'm at. So it's a lot of fun making the videos, doing service calls, living the dream, you know. But now it's more of a question of, you got all your time taken by business and service calls, and then you're doing invoices, and you're doing the books, because I do all the books myself, I do the invoices myself, all that stuff. And you got to find a balance between that and your family. Because at this point I have 3 children. I've been married for 11 years, and you have to make time for them too. And Steven's reminded me that as well. I made a comment earlier tonight that Steven's channel is one of my favorite ones, and it's true. I like the blogs, I like his work, I like how he goes through it, he shows us everything along the way. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to watch. He puts up a lot of stuff. Between Steven and Ralph and John, I mean, I got a lot of videos to watch right there. And it's a lot of fun, and I really enjoy it. My only regret is sometimes I don't have time to watch them all. I gotta catch up on them all at one time over the weekend, which is what I'm doing today. But they reminded me, you know, about family. Family's number 1, work's number 2. Make sure you spend time with them. So that's what I did today. Ball games all day today. So have a little YouTube fun this evening, and I will see you guys on the next one.